Welcome back to Raw, Restoring Awesome Warriors. I'm Jackie H., your host, and I have here my co-host, Gail Barron, the judge. We back again, sis. How you doing?
I'm well.
Okay.
I'm well.
All right. Well, I don't think I have a joke today. You got anything you want to say about me? You don't never had nothing to say. Maybe you're going to come up with a joke as well, because you tell me off camera, but you seem like you don't know how to tell me on camera about the joke you got. But anyway, glad to be back again. And we're going to ask everyone that if you please subscribe and share and like and hit that notification button and let you know that when we're on and when we're talking, we're just sharing our experiences. We're not experts. We keep saying that because I want nobody to be confused that where they get that from. We just tell you what we went through. Gail, I want to talk about something today. I don't know if this a touchy subject or how you feel about it.
What is it?
What is it? Okay. I want to address the word hoarder. When you are hoarding things. Now, one of my friends, she didn't like that word. She didn't like the word that because I called her a hoarder. And I was saying it nicely. I wasn't like malicious or anything, but she didn't like that word. So I changed the word to collector. But that didn't sound too good to me. Collector didn't sound like hoarding. But she didn't like the word hoarder. But I really personally, like, no joke, I wanted to address that because, I didn't realize that can turn into a sickness.
Yes.
Of people collecting things. You don't want to part with stuff. You actually get attached to things. I didn't know it was that serious. And you laughing over there because I have called you several times of you don't think you're a hoarder though. Do you consider yourself, let me ask you this first. Are you a collector or a hoarder? Because I want to ask you that because when someone have 2 feet and 60 pair of shoes and they only wearing 2 pairs, I want to know what that means. Why you collect shoes? Why are you into shoes?
Different styles, different colors.
And that's not hoarding?
I give away. No.
You do give away?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, because that's one of the definition of hoarding, when people collect and have things, but they don't want to part with it. They don't give away. It actually become an attachment that is to the detrimental. If someone try to help them clean up or get rid of it, they go into a state of depression. Right. A lot of things happen. So it's a real serious problem.
You have to find out why
they hoarding.
Why they hurt. Because number one, hoarding, clutter, all that is a display of your mind.
That's what one doctor told me. But some people don't know that. Like, you just have a lot.
You won't. If nobody tell you, you just think it's you. But it is a disorder. A lot of things we don't know unless somebody make it known to us. And then, of course we'll get upset because now you're talking about my personal space. And there could be a reason why I'm doing it. Some people,
because they didn't have when they came up.
Didn't have, so they're going to make sure that I have everything now.
Okay. So I'm not going to talk about nobody in particular because I don't want it to seem like it's being like hard on them. So I always dress mommy because she, God rest her soul. But she was a collector. She didn't like the word hoarding either. But what got me was, coming up, we all took trips down south or somebody go on vacation, and they always would bring you back a gift. Our favorite place was south of the border. Is that between South Carolina and North Carolina? I don't know exactly what it's between.
I think it's between South Carolina and Georgia.
Okay. Well, it's a popular spot that when we go south that we'll stop at and we'll just buy gifts to bring back. The problem was that it was every year someone went and it was the same gift. Like, it wasn't, I'm serious. We had south of the border fans. It was a fan you open up. You know how they do, where my fan at now? But there was fans that say south of the border. Then it was mugs, cups. It had that guy with his sombrero hat, and it's a cup. Mommy didn't drink coffee or tea, so it's a mug. What else we had? Ashtrays. We didn't even know it was an ashtray because it looked like a hat. So anything you brought her back, key changes, whatever it was. What got to me was it all went up on the shelf that we had to dust.
I thought that was where you was going. I thought that was where you was going.
It was every Saturday morning we had to take all this stuff down off the shelf to dust. And I remember counting that one cup that had the same design. It was no different color, nothing. But do you know she knew how many cups was up there? Because if one was missing, she said, "Where's my cup?" But she said she wasn't a hoarder. Why couldn't you part with that? When I said, why don't you bless someone else with that? Give someone else the cup. It was her cup because you gave it to her. Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing.
It was more, wasn't just about me dusting and stuff. It was more to that. I'm trying to, because I have a friend now that paper bags, remember if we stopped at a restaurant, it was the plastic cup. She wouldn't let us throw the cup away. Bring that home, we can use it. It was the mayonnaise jar that you wash out. It was the pickle jar. Come on, Gail. What?
I understand what you're saying, but I'm also understanding from the other side.
Okay, what's the other side?
A lack.
A lack of a mayonnaise jar? What?
The person don't see it as a mayonnaise jar. They are seeing it as, I got something to drink out of.
It was 6 people in our house.
It doesn't.
We had 24
No,
things.
I wasn't talking about mommy.
Who you talking about?
I'm just saying, people that hoard, it goes to their mind to go back to what I don't have. So
you didn't have shoes?
I didn't. Did I have shoes?
Yeah.
I've always had shoes.
Okay, so what?
So I wouldn't think
You don't think that's hoarding?
I just like what I like. So
I get that. I get you like what you like. But
I didn't have a problem with parting from it. I will share.
Okay, so I wouldn't call you. You were just a collector. But there's some people that really. My late husband, he collected VHS tapes. Every Friday, we went to what was it, Blockbuster or whatever. He would buy 3 tapes. We watched none of them. He just collected. Just collect. It was just a collection. I'm just saying, when do you know when you turned over to be that there's a problem?
Well, people are collectors of things. Like some people like old cars. Cars.
Mm-hmm.
Like they like cars. So
you're a collector. That's a collector.
That's a collector.
So
books, especially.
So when do it turn into hoarding? I'm trying to get to what's the distinction? Because it is a thing of it's mental. It's you can't walk past a sale. No, there's people who they don't even need what they're buying, but because it's say a sale, and you have so much stuff that you have to make way in your home or wherever, garage. You say you clean. Okay, I went up 2 weeks ago. I went with my brother to clean out his garage in his basement. What do that mean when somebody tell you to come clean out? What that mean? Reorganize, or do it really?
It could be reorganized because it can be organized.
The junk. No,
Yeah.
Okay. So there was things in his garage. He needed space. I'm saying he asked me to come because he needed space to put stuff in. Well, if we're going to reorganize the same stuff and you're not going to get rid of enough, that's not a hoarder? Don't tell me it's a collector.
No,
he had a fax machine. A fax machine. You know
was the fax machine working?
No, it wasn't working. It was that old one, the big one that looked like a double-decker. You know, you get fax machine now. They just little. You know, you could just put it in your car or put it in your pocketbook. Somebody said, "Look, you got this," and you don't even have. He said.
So, are you a case of when the help hurts?
But if you don't want to recognize that that's what you are, what I'm gonna do? I just put it up there. You want to put it on the shelf? I put it back on the shelf.
Right.
I was trying to help you.
You just organize the chaos, organize the clutter, but you want to get rid of it because you.
Okay, all right. So now it done turned to me. It done turned to me want to get rid of people's stuff. I'm not trying to get rid of your stuff. But if I come to your house and I can't sit in your and you have all your chairs filled with stuff, that's not hoarding?
No, that's a problem.
Or you just not organized?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Okay. So I'm making light of it, but I want people just to make sure that they didn't go over to hoarding.
Yeah, that's a sickness.
It's really something. It's really a sickness. Yeah. I didn't know that. But if you have 3 of the same dresses and you don't want to even give one to Goodwill, or you don't want to share with someone else that need,
and that's when it goes into a problem.
Something else.
Because I remember with working with especially elderly, you got a small living room, but you got 2 living room sets
stacked on top
of each other, and it was a fire hazard. So I had to, because of safety, pry that away. It was hard because it could have been something that belonged to somebody past, and that was the last thing you have in remembering.
You have to be delicate. You can't just go in and tell somebody get rid of their stuff. You're a hoarder. That's why I learned not to say the words. I use collective, but I'm just trying to help the mind. We still dealing on mindset. You just collecting a lot of things. So this is the last one I'll share, and you could tell me what your thing. People that collect obituaries. Now, mind you, that's a very touchy subject to some people. My point was with my friend and my mom was they collected obituary because somebody gave it to them, and they didn't even know the person. So I asked, I said, so she had like 50 obituaries. And I said, who is that person? She said, well, the lady down the street gave me the obituary of her mother. She didn't know the lady down the street or her mother. Why are you keeping that? If you need space. I'm saying it goes into something. I can see if it was somebody dear to you, but you just saving it because somebody gave. So now you don't even want to part because somebody just give you something. You don't even want to, and you have no use for it. It's things that people have. It's no use. Like you said, in our apartment, I went into some people's homes or go when I do home health care. You can't even get in the house. One person is sleeping on one side of the bed. It's stuff on the side of it's stuff on the other side of their bed. I'm not talking about on the side of the bed, in the bed. You sleeping on one half of the bed, but you don't want to part with it. And I'm there to help you clean up or help you do. I don't even know what to do. I'm stuck. But I realized it was personal. Don't just start moving their stuff. They know where it's at. They can point where that look like you can't find nothing in that pile. They know exactly where to go. But it's a serious problem. So just be delicate with people who have the issue. And like you say, find out what the reason that they are holding on to what. But some of it we still have to get to the end of, because now you have a fire hazard and then you're not helping clear their mind. I went to one house where you had to clean up because they was drug addicts. And the man told me, you got to help them clean up, because as long as they live in that, they would never change their mindset. So it's not just calling you a hoarder or being it can be detrimental to your health, or it can help you come out of what you're in. So
again, I always tell people when it's dealing with the human race, whatever you do, enter on human, then go to business, and finish on human. You can't always just go in. We can't do that.
Right.
People, in order for people to warm up to you, for you to be able to get rid of, you have to befriend again,
Yeah.
people don't want to know what you know until they know that you care.
That's it. Well,
That'll change a lot.
That's changed a lot. Once again, we're just sharing, and the day topic was, are you a hoarder or are you a collector? If it's something that's just overwhelming and it's something that bothers your mind, what I'm saying, if it's a health issue, receive the help, and those who help, and be mindful of being mindful of their stuff and
That's
how they
correct.
feel about their things.
That's great.
And as we always say, sis, it was a good conversation with you, but we're going to leave them on
Love God, love family, work hard,
and
and
just
be
be
kind.
kind. Yeah.